Rose Namajunas, you're going to be fighting this Saturday. It's going to be UFC on Fox 24. It happens in Kansas City. You're taking on the Karate Hottie. This is a match you wanted against Michelle Waterson. You went aggressively after this fight. Why?
I think it's just a change of pace, you know. For me, instead of just sitting back, oh, whatever the UFC wants me to do, how about I just, start making my own shots, calling my own shots. I think that a little bit, I think they like that initiative, and, I think it's good for the sport.
Rose, many believe that the winner of this fight will go on to fight for the title of the straw belt division. The champion is Joanna Jedrzejczyk. She believes she's going to fight your opponent, Waterson, next, and she didn't stop there. She went on to say this about you. She says, she needs more experience, and I think there's something wrong with her head. I met her in Denver. We shook hands, spoke with each other. Then a few days after, I heard she was saying, oh, I want to beat Joanna. So I'm like, shut up. You had your chance to beat Carolina and Carla Esparza, but you lost. Come on, work hard, get your bleep to the gym, put on better fights, and you'll get your title shot. Rose, when you hear the champ call you out like that, how does it make you feel?
I think that's awesome. I think that's a great makings for a fight later on.
Any response to some of the things that she said? Is this true that you guys met in Denver and spoke, and then she thought it was disrespectful?
Yeah, I think she was a little nervous and kind of like awkward in our first interaction. She went for a hug. I didn't see her at first. I extended my hand, so it's kind of that weird hug shake thing, kind of whatever. And then I kind of, as she walked off, she was just kind of like, didn't know, like, wasn't really sure where she was at, and then she kind of ran off just kind of awkwardly, and I don't know, I think I smelled something funny. I don't know if maybe she farted or something, I don't know.
Whoa.
But yeah, she, I don't know what her deal is. Of course I would want to fight her. She's a champ, and I respect her, but yeah, I think her talking about me is great.
You want to fight her. Do you lose respect for her after something like this if she goes to the media to talk about that?
No, I think she's cool, man. I think I love her fights, and I think that it will be an exciting fight. And I don't know, that's just her game. She tries to get in girls' heads and stuff, and she talked about my head, but I think she got booty problems.
I always say this to fighters. It is a heck of a way to make a living.
Yeah.
Why get into this line of work?
Good question. It's just something that fighting is definitely the first thing that I've known, and it's always been a constant in my life, just martial arts in general. It's been a great release for me, and it's been a way to control my emotions and, deal with some of the tough things in life. So for me, it's always been there for me, and now that I can make a career out of it, it's pretty cool for this whatever period in my life. But, I know that there's other things in life, and, that I'll be moving on to eventually. But right now, fighting is where it's at, and I love it.
We hear about that in other sports, about when the mind is clear, when the personal life is in order, that it actually affects you when you're in the octagon or doing your sport. Why is that? And how do you see it yourself manifest in your training and in your preparation for the fight?
Yeah, it's just a distraction, and it's definitely no excuse, you should, there's a certain amount, or you have a certain threshold for just other distractions to focus and stuff, but and sometimes you just have to make it work regardless, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just, not every day is a great day when you wake up to go to work. It's not always perfect. So it just so happens that the day that we have to show up to work is only 15 minutes, and people only see just that little blip in time, where it's like we've been training our whole life for that moment.
Where'd you come up with the nickname Thug?
When I was growing up in Milwaukee, my neighbors gave that nickname to me, just because of how I walked around, and I was just very, I had always like a scowl on my face. I always was acting tough, because I was small. I was very petite, and I didn't really look very dangerous or anything like that. So I had to put up some type of front that I was tough.
How much of the fighter's life, especially at the point of your career where you're at right now, is about survival? Does it feel like survival?
Yeah, I'd say so. I've always been quite the survivalist, just in always having that state of mind of I've always, wherever I've gone, I already have an escape route planned in here. So it's just that mindset all the time.
All right. In terms of creativity, that's how I think a lot of people would describe your fighting style. Creative, variables. What kind of fight can we expect against you and Michelle this Saturday?
A beautiful display of mixed martial arts, like a dance.
One that ends with maybe some blood and broken bones at the end of it.
Very
it's a unique dance, it is. Rose, really appreciate you stopping by. We wish you the best of luck. Of course, it is UFC on Fox 24. It happens this Saturday in Kansas City. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.